Okay, welcome back to our 10 Minutes with Anthony. My name is Jen Cherney, and we're here with our host.
Anthony Iliopoulos.
Okay, that's pronounced pretty well this time. Okay, so what's up with your back?
Yeah, the last time, it's been about 2 weeks now. My back has had gotten pretty bad by the end of last weekend. So I went and got some chiropractic care. Got some X-rays done, and I have a bulging disc and some scoliosis in my lower spine. So that would explain how I've gotten shorter through the years when I weighed in. I thought I was taller when I weighed in at the Classic when I competed this past year, and it seemed to have gotten a little shorter. That would explain my spine is kind of crinkling up into a pretzel, I guess.
Yeah, it seems to me too. Like since I've known you, you've gotten several inches shorter. Yeah.
I think I used to be 6'4" back in the '90s, and now I'm under 5'10" now. I always thought I was 6 feet tall, but it's crazy. But no, it's pretty painful and pretty severe, and it's part of the deal of what happens when you train with heavy weights and you squat and do stuff like that. And it's funny, we just had our last week's show on training around injury. So I had a couple rounds of chiropractic care, which I'm a firm believer in, and getting it done at the Oropesa clinic here in Key West. And the guy's real good chiropractor, weightlifter himself. So he's not like you go in and you tell him, hey, I hurt my back lifting heavy weights. Well, stop doing that. He's not going to say that. He understands he lifts heavy weights himself. So I'd recommend him for you too, Jan. But
I'm not a believer, so yeah.
It set my weightlifting back where, I think I'm probably going to have to push. I was planning on returning to competition in June. This is going to set it back where at best July, if probably not even August now, because it's just I can't train the way I want to train and make the progress to get to that point. So it is what it is. We're still busy with our radio, with our movies and everything else, and all the crazy things you do. And I noticed your shirt today looks like is that a Lazy Dog shirt?
Yes, that's right. It's a Lazy Dog kayak company I work for, and yeah, they have pretty cool shirts.
That's a very cool little endeavor you do, where you take people out in the mangroves and stuff, kayaking and everything. And you've taken me out there a few times. It can be a very creepy place, and you wouldn't want to be out there alone. But is that you enjoy doing that? I guess, right?
Yes, that's right. I enjoy doing it, and I've had quite a few people, usually up north, when everything is cold, and so they come here to kind of take it easy in the sun, and even water. I would say it's already kind of warmer than it was in the winter, so it's all nice. I wanted to ask, since your back injury, have you changed your diet in any way, or?
I'm eating less because I'm just not as active, and not being active, I've spent a ton of time on social media, much more than I have to. And one thing I've noticed, and I hate to be so negative about this, but the amount of people that who I don't know, and I listen, I appreciate that you follow bodybuilding or whatever I did, fitness modeling or whatever, and you think that's cool and all that, and I appreciate that. But if I don't know you, man, and you do this thing, this waving at me, or you just say hi, how's it going, whatever, I'm just never going to respond. And I don't mean to. I sound like such a dick when I say that, but it's like, dude, if you sent me a message and you said, how's it going, okay, well, what do you want to meet later? We want some voiceovers, you want to do something like that. But if I don't know you, what do you want? I mean, why do you care how I'm doing? If you have a legitimate question about fitness, bodybuilding, or whatever, or you have some kind of question you want to ask me other than how am I doing, how's it going, what's up, any of those silly things like that, or if you're interested in hiring me, because I will do diets here and there, online training. It's not my main thing, but I will do that if somebody's really serious and has that discipline where we could train via, through the internet or whatever. But it's just, if I'm like reading a story or something and I'm on my phone and it's on Facebook and I'm reading somebody's post and it just will pop up, bing, hola, bing, such and such is waving at you, bing. And listen, I appreciate the love, but I don't really appreciate the love that much. I mean, it's annoying, man. I just want to, like, and it might be 2 o'clock in the morning. I might wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I just want to go on and, I can't sleep. I'm looking at something. Bing. Hey, how's it going? I don't know, man. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. How do you think it's going? And I'm on the internet. What do you think's going on?
Guys, just ask him a question. Okay, that's all it takes.
Today, from Smathers Beach, you can probably see it in the background, right? The water. It's 83-degree day today. Though I live across the street from this beach, I very rarely ever come to this beach. It's a little too touristy for me. And it's cool, I guess. But it's not. There's not much for snorkeling here, and kind of too many tourists here for me. But I like to go to the beach where nobody's at.
Yeah, back in the days, this is where we actually started to play volleyball. After we got better, we moved to the other beach.
JV volleyball court, the junior varsity.
Yes, that's right.
I appreciate all the flowers and stuff I got for Valentine's, and I don't have any problem with homosexuality in any way, but I've been in a relationship with a woman, a good woman, for 5 years now, and I don't, I appreciate the flowers and stuff, but we're probably not going out on a date, whether you're male or female.
Okay, so no advice on that kind of dates from you.
But I'm going to do kind of a 2-week program that's going to, because I can't squat or do anything like that, so I'm going to have to do a lot of leg extensions and leg curls if I can do them, adductors, abductors, a lot of stuff like that, and do it 3-4 times a week just to try to stay stimulated. But it's kind of like a it is what it is.
I had one more question. I'm not sure we'll have time for this, but back to a diet. Okay, let's talk about a diet, but not a kind of I'm getting ready for competition diet or bodybuilding diet, but kind of just general diet for people who want to stay in shape or want to drop some weight, but they want to stick with that diet. So more of like a lifestyle kind of diet that you can be on for a long time and you stay in decent shape.
Yeah, I would take my plate and I'd cut it in half, and half of the plate, depending on what my activity level was, it's not cookie cutter for anybody, but depending on what my activity level was, half of that plate would be either carbs or protein. And let's just say that it's protein. Half of that's protein. The other half, 3/4 of that other half, would be your fuel source. So that would be carbohydrate. And then whatever's left of that would be fat. So an ideal meal would be, if you did eat meat, say, would be small chicken breast, medium-sized chicken breast, some green vegetable to help with the digestion and the carb absorption, a sweet potato, and maybe a tablespoon of coconut oil or olive oil, or extra virgin olive oil, and you'd be good to go. The rule of thumb would be half your calories from protein, and then the other half you'd split between fat and carb, with the most of it being the carb of that other half.
Yeah, it was a pretty complex question. We'll probably get to it some other time as well.
First I'd assess what you look like, first of all. 2 would be, what do you do for a living? How do you spend your time? Well, I don't work. I just sit on the beach all day. You don't need as many calories as a guy who works for FedEx slinging boxes all day. So that would be, part of the equation. And then the other thing would be what do you eat? There's people that don't want to eat meat. There's people that don't like broccoli. They don't like sweet potatoes. It's not for everybody. That's the other part of the equation. Well, let's see, how can we custom make this for what you want to eat?
And that's all the time we have. This was 10 Minutes with Anthony Iliopoulos.